Hey everyone, so in today's video I just wanted to quickly go over something that I mentioned in my last video, which is basically the woes I've been having with Apple pre-ordering and basically just general orders from Apple. So if I come into the Apple Store app on my iPhone, as you can see from here, it says your order has been cancelled. So this is an Apple Watch that I was actually ordering for my daughter, just as a little gift, and basically as you can see it's been cancelled. Now I won't click into it because that'll basically reveal account and address details, and I don't really want to be sharing that on the internet. But essentially the issue that I've been having for quite a while now with Apple is basically it comes down to the fact that there seems to be some sort of a problem with most of the banks out there, and in particular definitely the ones that I'm banking with, which is TSB in the UK. And what basically happens is it's the way that they try and authorize their payments, and it causes your payments to fail. So essentially what happened with this particular order was it was placed on the 23rd of September. After obviously release date, I'd already received mine, had a little play about with it, and that itself had come late because of a very similar issue. So in order to get a proper idea of how long this problem's been happening, you have to go back to the 11 Pro Max last year. So going right back to September last year, I placed an order for the 11 Pro Max. Did it through the Apple Store app, got on there early morning, basically 6 a.m. in the morning, or I think it was 10 a.m., either 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. the pre-order was. So I've gone on the app, clicked pre-order, and basically paid in full. Put my card details were already in. What I do is I go in and I check the details the night before obviously the App Store closes and then reopens for pre-order. So in order to try and hit like the earliest date, so for example if we go to Pro Max and we spec up the one that I will be going for, trade in no, pay in full. What it'll do is it should say somewhere, yeah, so pre-order yours from 1 p.m. on 16th of the 10th. I don't think it is the 16th of the 10th, that's for the normal 12, but basically you get the idea. And basically what happened was, so I placed my order, literally like an hour later I get an email saying payment failed. So I then ring them up. Well, first what I did with that one was I actually placed a second order because I couldn't, I thought I noticed that the address details were incorrect. So I placed a second order that had a later delivery date. So straight away it was pushing it back. I think it was either 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I then ring them up. Luckily that time the agent was competent and basically what he did was he deleted all the details. So he deleted all the card details, re-entered them manually, and basically managed to get my original pre-order date back for me, and that particular phone did actually arrive on the UK release date for the 11 Pro Max. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it was earlier than this year obviously. Fast forward to this year, Apple Watch Series 6, the first pre-order that I did it as soon as they opened, placed my order, and basically same thing happened. So literally nothing on the app. A couple of days later I get an email saying there's a problem with the payment. So I went online, filled it out, rang them up, they confirmed, oh yeah, everything's fine, all the details look fine. Pre-order that came through on the latest date, so I can't remember exactly what the dates were for the watch, but basically I think it was something like, if I just come into the calendar, I think it was on the 28th. Yeah, so it was on the 28th that it actually got delivered. So I believe the original dates were something like from the 23rd of September. Yeah, that's what it was. So it was the 23rd of September through till the 28th. So I ended up getting it delivered on the 28th. So that's not the end of the world because it was still within the initial time scale or the time frame that I was advised. Now, fast forward to this one. As I said, with the latest one, placed it on the 23rd. On the 8th of October, I got an email saying payments failed. So I went online. It gives you a link. I didn't follow the link, so I logged into my into this app. It gives you a little message saying payments failed, so you need to go to the website. Went to the website, entered the card details. Looked all fine. Rang them up just to be sure on the 8th. They said, yeah, payment did fail, but it looks fine now. Just to be sure, I also rang my bank. They said, yeah, everything's fine. Payment for £1 was authorised, and then basically they put through a request for 409, which has also been authorised. Fast forward to today, which is the 14th. Actually, no, yesterday. So Tuesday the 13th, obviously the event date. Rang them up in the morning. They confirmed, yeah, everything looks fine. Payment's going through fine. We've got till the 16th, so it will be delivered. Get an email this morning saying payments failed again. So firstly, I ring Apple up. Apple say, oh yeah, everything's fine. Sorry, no. Apple say basically the payments fail. You need to contact your bank. The customer service that I've had in those few instances hasn't been the best. So it's always been very abrupt. Oh yeah, the payments, it's a problem with your side. You need to contact the bank and sort out your payment. So I ring up the bank. They basically, in this occasion, they've actually straight up admitted that, yeah, there's a problem. It's between us and Apple in terms of TSB and Apple on the business banking side. And basically what he actually said to me was, I suggest you try a different card. So I'm paying for business banking, and that's the kind of service I'm getting from TSB. But TSB is a whole different side. I wouldn't really recommend them to anybody anyway. Coming back to Apple, so I ring Apple back up, tell them that obviously the banking side are useless. They're not going to be able to fix it. So do you want to just take the details from my personal current account and use that to take the payment instead? They then confirm that on the phone that, oh, we can't really do that without deleting everything and redoing it and placing a new order. At that point, while I was on the phone, I'm basically browsing on Amazon, and basically I go on Amazon, and if we search for Apple Watch Series 6 and we go to gold, and I find the exact spec that I ended up buying for my daughter. As you can see here, Saturday, October 17th, delivery date. So they're saying, yeah, we can definitely deliver by the 17th. These lots, Apple Direct was meant to have been just come back to it, have been the 6th by the 16th, so it's literally 1 day difference, and basically Apple are kind of umming and ahhing over whether they'd have to place a new order. If I did actually go back to the Apple Store now and place a new order for that exact spec, it'd basically be the end of the month. So what we'll do is we'll go down and we'll find the exact spec for what I ordered. So it is this one. So as you can see, exactly the same details, 44mm GPS, and as you can see just there at the top, so 26th October through till 29th of October. So basically I had a choice at that point where I was waiting for the manager to come back to me, because I basically asked to speak to a manager at this point, and he was basically just checking some details. By the time he came back to me, I'd kind of just decided, look, cancel the order. I'll order through Amazon because I know Amazon will deliver, and if they don't deliver, they refund me the money straight away. And the item sometimes still turns up anyway. So with Amazon, I've been using them for so long, and I've got used to Amazon service where there is no messing around with Amazon. Once you've placed an order, once they say they will deliver, they deliver. There's none of this messing around where you place an order, you get a date, and then you get an email the day after the first cutoff date. So it was meant to be the 13th, 16th. Here we are on the 14th, and I get an email today saying the payment's failed. And yet both parties are saying it's the other party. So both of them are saying contact your bank. The bank's saying contact Apple, tell them to take another payment. Funds are in both accounts. They could have taken it from any account and it would have gone. Obviously Amazon today, as soon as I placed that order, that payment went through straight away. It authorized straight away and is already showing on my bank account. That's within an hour of me placing that order. And yet Apple, who've had since the 23rd of September, and we're now on the 14th of October, still haven't managed to take a simple payment. So, I mean, personally, I think what's actually going on with regards to these issues is I place these orders straight away. And with those ones, I think it's just a case of they haven't got the stock. So then they won't send through authorization. And because that initial authorization has been waiting for so long, it then times out, and they should be aware of this. A company the size of Apple and all the banking giants out there, the ones that have all of these problems with Apple, they should be able to work this out between them. But what it's ultimately coming down to is it's stopping me from buying from Apple directly. Now, obviously, with the 12 Pro Max, I've already got it spec'd up, I've already got it saved in my favorites, ready to go. All of my details on this particular app are fine. It's got my new card details, it's got my new address. I've updated the new card that I've had, which was meant to expire in October this year, so I've already updated those details. So in terms of everything that you look at on the app, everything seems fine, and yet every single time when you place an order, it still fails. And it just got me thinking, like, I've had this problem 4 orders in a row now. So it was initially with the initial 11 Pro Max order. Then it was with that second order that I had to ring up and get changed. Then it was with the first Apple Watch Series 6 order that I placed. Same thing again, had to do the payment manually again. And then same thing with this second Apple Watch Series 6 that I placed for my daughter, where it was the same thing. Eventually, obviously, I've told them to cancel it because I just couldn't be bothered to mess around with Apple anymore when I was getting a guaranteed delivery date from Amazon. And it is kind of shameful on Apple's part, that people are having to go to their competitors, essentially. They're having to go to Amazon in order to buy a product that they should be selling directly a lot quicker. Now, the problem this leaves me with is I don't know what to do about the iPhone 12 pre-order. So I have enough funds in the relevant accounts where I could actually place an order with both. Now, if Amazon have the 12 Pro Max for pre-order or delivery in the same dates, so basically you can pre-order on, I believe, pre-order for the Pro Max is on the 6th and then delivery on the 13th. So if Amazon have pre-order on the 6th and they can promise delivery by the 13th, then this will probably be the first time that I'll actually use Amazon rather than Apple directly in order to order. For the simple reason that, at least with Amazon, I know that I'm not going to have to mess about ringing the bank in order to get a simple payment authorized. Bear in mind that the account that I tried this through and the second Apple Watch was literally just a test. It was a test to see if that payment was going to go through because of the problems I've had with Apple up until this point. So that test I've done was solely in order to try and find out if the iPhone order would go through. I now know that there's no point in me even trying the iPhone order with the business account. So what I'm going to have to do is just put that through my personal account, which other orders have worked on that, but they've all also been delayed. And the whole idea behind this channel and these kind of, I mean, it's the same for everybody. When you order a new phone, you want to get it as soon as possible, but the idea is if I can get it as soon as possible, then I can also bring you content, give you comparisons, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of pointless me making those videos when everybody else's videos are already out, because then it will get no views, it will get no traction, and basically it just doesn't get pushed to the right audiences either, as with my video yesterday, where initially it took off and then after that basically just kind of disappeared in the tumbleweeds, if you like, of YouTube, where their algorithm takes over and they just basically push it all the way down and it doesn't even show up for like pages and pages on the search results. So yeah, this was just a quick little rant video, if you like, but also a question for anybody else out there that may have experienced something similar with Apple, and in particular with the app. Because in the past, so from the iPhone 4S upwards, the 5s, I ordered 2 5s, I ordered 2 6S Pluses, the 7, the 10, the 10S Max. All of those I didn't have a single problem with. It's only been since the 11 Pro Max and the Apple Watches and obviously whatever's coming this year that I've been experiencing these issues. Anything that I place on the website generally tends to go through a lot better, but the problem is the website here in the UK doesn't tend to work very well on pre-order day. So generally the app has always been the fastest method of getting your pre-order in, but that kind of it defeats the purpose of doing that if as soon as you've placed that order, you're then basically going to end up running into problems anyway. Obviously, they've got this other option of monthly payments at 0% interest. I think with this, you have to take out Apple Care anyway, which I've got no interest in taking, but it's basically, it's not something that would really bother me in terms of spreading the cost. I prefer to always just pay in full, get it out of the way, and then that way basically you don't have no additional payments coming out. So yeah, anybody else out there that's had similar issues, or whether you're having the same problem, anybody else out there had the same problem with the Apple Store app? Is it limited to just the Apple Store app, or have you tried it through the websites and it gives you the same sort of issue? Now, with regards to that order, the one that was cancelled, because I did obviously escalate this higher, they have actually said to me that they're willing to give me a £100 gesture of goodwill as a result of this. The problem with that being is they want me to basically recoup that by calling the sales line and placing the order that way, which obviously isn't going to work on pre-order day, because whatever time pre-order opens, so if we go back to this one, so they're saying even though it says for yours it'll be 1 p.m. on 1610 is actually for the normal Pro and the normal 12, so the 6.1 inch, but it's saying 1 p.m. Now 1 p.m. is quite late for a pre-order time. Normally it's always been earlier than that, so I'll have to wait and see about that. But basically 1 p.m, let's say pre-orders open at 1 p.m, there's no chance you're getting through to sales and being able to place your order fast enough to where you're going to get the first batch of deliveries. You'll end up getting delayed massively, and it'll probably get pushed back. Rather than being November, it'll probably get pushed back right into December. I've seen this in previous years. I remember when the 7 Plus came out, my initial pre-order for that got delayed massively as well, and then in the end I ordered the jet black version. That got pushed back like 2 months straight away, literally within minutes of pre-order opening. And then eventually I actually cancelled that order and ordered well, it's a matte black. I can't remember the actual exact name for it now, but basically it was the matte black version rather than the jet black version, and that basically came within a week of the date that I ordered it. So that one came on release date, whereas the jet black version, because there was so much demand for it, that was basically being pushed back almost a month and a half, 2 months. And I think it'll be a similar thing with this. I know people are going to say that, yeah, the Mini is probably going to be very popular, but this, from in my experience, the Pro Max always sells out. And especially in the new colours, that's the one that always tends to sell out. And it isn't until months later that it will come back in stock. And obviously right now, we're so close to Christmas anyway that it'll get pushed into next year. And at that stage, you're kind of thinking the next iPhone event will probably happen in September again, probably back to normal by then, and then you're keeping the phone for like 9 months before you're upgrading again. So it's pushing it back far too far. And obviously the fact that the whole point of me wanting to get this is for the Dolby Vision, and I want to try and bring better quality videos, and in particular HDR videos, to my channel. So that's something that I want to try and get hold of as soon as possible. I did actually consider ordering one of the normal ones as well, because obviously if this does get pushed back, there will be a bit of a time scale between them. So I might actually order one of these, but obviously it comes down to that same thing, if whether Apple can actually deliver on it. And I don't want to, obviously if this is a thing about authorization, then what I don't want to be doing is order a 12, that mess up, and then because that one's messed up, it then impact the next one as well, and end up delaying any possible 12 Pro Max orders that I place even further. So yeah, this is basically just a rant video. Anybody else out there that had a similar issue, just post down in the comments below what your experience has been. I'd be interested to see if anybody else has actually had this same issue with Apple that I've had for basically my last 4 orders, and this is going on for more than a year now. So yeah, that's it for this video. What I will be doing is I'll be doing a little follow-up in a couple of days time, a comparison between various models, the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, and also some of the 11s and the 11 Pro Maxes, just to give people an idea in terms of if they're already on a particular model, which one is worth upgrading for, and what you would benefit from by doing that upgrade. So then you can figure out whether that's important to you or not, and also possibly some of the older models, if you're on a certain older generation, maybe a 10s, a 10, those sort of generations, and whether this is a big upgrade or whether it's one that you can actually do without. So yeah, so just look out for those videos on the channel. They'll be coming soon. If you haven't already done so, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, that way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And until the next one, thank you very much for watching.